Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. We're so excited to have you all here and welcome you as admitted students to Dodge College of Film and Media Arts. My name is Priscilla Campos, and I'm the Associate Director of Admissions for Dodge College. It looks like there's about 80 of you participating today, and 30 of you have already deposited, which is super awesome. I'd like to congratulate you first on being admitted, and I hope that after this session, you will be even more excited to join Dodge College's elite group of storytellers. I'm joined today by 4 of our admissions assistants and tour guides. They're from Dodge College, so they're also current students in our programs. I will be asking them a few questions, and then we will leave some time from Q&A from you. We're hoping that this session will give you some more insight and a clear picture of the Dodge College experience. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and having them introduce themselves. Luca, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Luca. I am a junior at Dodge. I am a creative producing major and a public relations minor.
Hi, I'm Martina. I'm a freshman PR and ad major, and I just applied for a TV minor.
So we'll start with Luca. Luca, can you tell us a little bit about your experience at Dodge so far? What kind of things are you involved in, and how has your experience been here?
Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, obviously, I'm a producing major, so my focus has been on taking those classes and on producing short films. But I think what's been really awesome about the Dodge experience so far has been the ability to kind of branch out and try different things. So I want to be an actor when I graduate, so I've been able to go on a lot of student sets as an actor. I've been able to learn different positions on sets that aren't necessarily related to producing. So it's really been kind of a very collaborative, very kind of free experience. We're going to try out a lot of different things outside of the major specifically. And I think that kind of sums up a lot of people's experiences here at Dodge.
Awesome. Martina, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what kind of things you've done so far at Dodge?
Of course. So I totally agree with what Luca said about the collaboration and being able to try things that you didn't think you would try before and stuff like that, especially since this has been my first semester. Like this past semester, fall was my first semester. I really appreciated that in the PR and ad classes, they used a lot of content that was like to current day advertising and public relations, things that are happening in our current world. So I liked learning about things as I like almost saw them like develop and happen in front of me, which I thought was really cool. And then also with that, I felt like I was really welcomed in other major activities, such as like working on set and stuff. Just even as a PR and ad major, I've been working on multiple sets, and I always felt like they welcomed me as someone that could help them and someone that could learn things from them.
Josh, welcome back. If you want to introduce yourself, since we skipped over you, and then if you want to talk a little bit about your experience at Dodge.
Perfect. Yes. So, hello. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. My name is Josh, and I am a sophomore film production major here at Dodge College. And I think my experience at Dodge has been marked mostly by community. And I would say that that is kind of evident in all aspects of our school. Within my first month at Dodge, I was on set and I knew nothing. I was terrified. It was a thesis shoot. Things were moving very quickly. But you know what? A couple seniors on that set kind of like took me under their wing basically, and they kind of showed me the ropes. They showed me what to do, and I kept getting asked back by these guys that were really, really kind to me, and basically showed me the ropes. And so now they're working in the industry, and that's wonderful. But I think that's really, that's very representative of our community. If you ask for help, someone will give it to you, and there will always be someone who is ready to teach you what they know. And so, hopefully one day I get to repay that back.
Awesome. My next question is, what is it like collaborating with your classmates? I know you guys all mentioned that a little bit, but if you could go in depth and maybe give us an example or two of things you've worked on, either with other programs or even outside of Dodge, but what has it been like collaborating? Luca, go ahead and get started.
Yeah, I think the best example of that is the AP program. That's your junior year film that you do. And that is very much a cross department class you do. So the director is obviously directing the film, but then you have the producers coming on board to produce. You have to get a screenwriter to write the script. We're pulling people from the audio techniques classes to do audio on the film. We're pulling people from the editing classes to do editing. So it's really a way of getting students from all these different classes to come together and work on one project. And then from there, you get to kind of learn who you like working with, who you work best with, and then you can kind of bring those people on board for your senior thesis project afterwards. That's kind of how the school supports you in your collaborative efforts for projects. And then, of course, there's people that kind of talk outside of that, but I'll let some of our friends over here to go more into that.
And just to reiterate, Luca, again, is a creative producing major. So we'll go through the majors again, just in case the people who just logged on missed that. So Luca is creative producing. Martina is public relations and advertising. Martina, if you want to go ahead and answer.
Like being at Dodge, I felt that everybody that I've worked with has been doing what like the project is or something because they want to do it. They have an earnest like love for what they're doing, and I just feel like that's so different than a lot of the other environments I've worked in, group projects or like collaborative efforts. Like people sometimes don't want to do it. It's more like they're pushed into doing it. But here I've just felt like it's a lot easier and a lot more like enjoyable to work with people that want to be here for that reason. And just being PR and ad, I feel like even working on campaigns that are just like model campaigns that won't be going anywhere, people put their full effort into it just because they want to get better and they want to be able to one day use this for like a real campaign.
Awesome. Thank you. Josh, again, Josh is a film production sophomore. If you want to go ahead and answer your experience collaborating with your classmates and other programs.
Coming in from high school, a lot of you watching might be in a similar experience, but I was, one of very few people that were interested in film or anything, artistic from my high school. So when you're making stuff in high school and when you're trying to collaborate in high school, you end up doing a lot more work yourself. And so that was like kind of like a learning curve that a lot of people go through while they're here, learning to trust in others. But the Chapman classes make it really easy. And then I think you'll find that the community is really, really welcoming to that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, from day one, as I said, the community really supports each other, and collaboration really, really grows and just like flourishes in the most unexpected places. There's no one who's afraid of presenting an idea because it might be a little bit different. So it's a really wonderful experience.
Awesome. I have one more question for you, Josh. Obviously, everyone here has been admitted, but we know the competitiveness of the film production program. How do you think the competitiveness, if there is any, is when you're actually in the program?
I would say that it's not so much competition, but a willingness to help each other. So instead of everyone competing and vying for, one thing or just, one spot or one film, it's really everyone trying to help each other to learn the best that they can, be the best that they can be and learn as much as they can. So I really haven't experienced competitiveness in a negative light. Yeah, of course, we do have very motivated students who are really self-starters, and they will everyone will catch up at some point. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say competitiveness in the negative light at all.
Awesome. Thank you. I have just a few more questions and then we'll get started on their Q&A. So Luca, have you had any internships? If you have, and then how has Dodge helped you with any of them?
Yeah, so this semester was my second internship. I'm technically still doing it despite the entire, shelter at home order in place. I'm just doing it remotely. But this is my second one. This one is in talent management. My last internship was in production for video games. Honestly, there's a few different paths of getting internships at Dodge. Mine has actually been through my professional fraternity, so Delta Kappa Alpha, like Arabella was mentioning. I got both of them through connections in there. Haven't had to use the Dodge resources to get an internship quite yet.
Okay, cool. And how have they been going so far?
Good. I mean, again, this semester has been interesting just because everything has been happening, but it's been interesting to have that experience of seeing the film industry and even the games industry, which is still kind of in the overall entertainment umbrella. Kind of get to see that for myself, getting to be involved in projects that are like actually happening in the real world. Getting that hands-on experience beyond the school and actually getting to work on stuff in a professional capacity has been really helpful. And I've made a lot of connections through those internships already that are going to be quite useful later on.
Perfect. And Luca, I'll ask this for everyone, but how are you managing school, being on set, and having an internship?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about college is that you're able to build your schedule as best suits your needs. So I did this semester classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so classes 2 days a week only. And then I had 2 days for internships, so Monday and Wednesday, and then I had Friday free to go on set, because set at Dodge is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's kind of like how I built my schedule. Of course, other people will decide, to do it differently, but that's what's been working for me this semester.
Awesome. Josh, if you want to tell us a little bit about your internship experience.
Well, absolutely. So I actually just received confirmation this week that I will be starting my first internship this summer. So I'm very, very excited for everyone. I hear your applause, everything. Um, so yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. And Dodge was actually the entire reason that I got this internship. So that is super, super wonderful. I knew a senior who, put me in touch and said, listen, like, I know she works at Warner Brothers now. And so she was like, hey, this was my first internship. This was like a great way to get started. This is a really wonderful company to work at. They're very hands-on. And so I said, okay, well, I'll go apply through there. And I did something right. And I was able to do that internship. But earlier in January, when I was applying for internships, most of my applications were not being sent to the traditional like apply at company.com. I was able to find Chapman alumni and people who had posted in the Chapman page that I knew or just knew someone who knew, and I was able to get my application and my resume straight to them. And so I received a lot of different interviews and opportunities to talk to and coverage opportunities from these different emails that I had gotten through Dodge. So that was really, really wonderful. I had a great experience. Everyone was super nice and super willing to send my email on to their boss, or just help in the way that they can. So I had a really, really wonderful experience, and I'm very fortunate.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Martina. I know you're still a freshman, but if you've been thinking about internships or started or have been looking, can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. So, for me, even though it's only been a semester, I've definitely talked to a lot of upperclassmen that have almost guided me towards where I should apply and kind of what companies they started out with and like where they applied. So honestly, I felt very welcomed by like the upperclassmen and like how they helped me like reach that point where it's like, hey, like if you do want to apply, this is where I applied and this is where I got my first internship. So I'm still, of course, in the process, but I did apply to a few and I'm just waiting for results as of now.
Awesome. And just to clarify, I think Josh, Luca, and Martina touched on it a little bit, but and so did Arabella, that she talks about on our tours. But we do have a career development center at Chapman, just in general. That's our larger development office. But we have two career advisors for Dodge specifically. One is a career advisor. His name's John Hernandez, and his entire job is to help you guys resume build. He does interview prepping, so he will help you prep. He makes those connections for you. Will really help do a lot of the back end stuff. And we also have Barbara Doyle. She's one of our producing faculty members. But again, her whole, her like the other half of her job besides teaching is to really help those connections in the industry. She was a producer herself, so I know Luca has worked with her, at least had her. But she's very helpful, and so their sole purpose is to help you guys specifically. Especially being in the film industry, it's a little bit different. You're not applying, for accounting jobs or just regular business jobs. This is an industry where it helps to know who you're talking to. So we definitely have staff members that are here to help you guys. I just have two more questions for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and open it to Q&A. So Luca, out of all the schools that you applied to and considered for film school, why did you choose Chapman and why did you choose Dodge? The $1 million question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually didn't get to tour Dodge when I came to Chapman. So I did the regular Chapman tour, and I fell in love with the campus. And like the tour guide I had was actually a Dodge student. And I love the tour, and I love the campus, and I love the vibe. And I think so much of finding a good college for you is just how well you connect to it. It's almost inexplicable how you connect to a school, but I just did when I was there. But then my dad and I actually walked into MKS, Marinot Studios, which is our primary building within the Dodge College. And we went to the third floor to ask like if there was any way I could like get to see the school. And they're like super helpful up there. And they gave me a map and they kind of told me what to look at. And so I felt very welcome already just from the tour and from the people that were working within Dodge. And I love the facilities when I was walking around. I mean, we have like the coolest sound stages, and I love audio, and so getting the actual sounds, the booths and everything was just super cool. So that's kind of what I fell in love with, was our facilities and just the vibe that I experienced when I was walking around.
Yeah, well, there was no like aha moment for me. It kind of came a little bit more slowly, and I kind of, maybe um, uh, not as quickly for me at least. I did take my time, kind of like deliberating between schools, but ultimately I chose Chapman because when I toured it and I was able to speak to some students on the campus, I did feel like there was like a different, I want to say vibe, but like uh, so there was kind of a different air on campus than other schools that I had visited, where people seemed to really care about one another. People were really like forthcoming. Like we got lost, and people just told us where to go without any reservations or anything like that. And then when we toured, obviously our tour guide was really, really helpful. And when I called the admissions office with questions, they were like very, very helpful, so nice. And I just felt a little bit like I was more than like just like one of however many applicants that year. I felt like Dodge College really cared about me, and that the people there were like just very nice and like willing to help, which has thankfully been my experience while I'm here. But yeah, I would say it was definitely that communal aspect that pushed my decision towards Dodge College.
Okay, so for me, I live like 20 minutes away from the school, so already hearing things from either like dance teachers I've had or like film production people that I've known in like my upper classes, like in high school and stuff, I've always heard of Chapman. And I was like, oh, this school sounds super cool and super creative. So that's kind of where my interest started. But then as I slowly like applied and then found myself on the phone with people that who were so like genuinely kind. I can't express how like kind and helpful people were just simply on the phone. And I was like, okay, if they're this nice on the phone, like I wonder how they're gonna be like in person. So going to tours and like Panther for a day, everybody there was like as if they showed me that they wanted me there. And like I think everybody in one time or another in their life wants to feel like they're wanted somewhere, and it's almost like I felt like I was wanted there, and from that point, I was like, "Well, if my heart's drawn towards there, then, like, I should probably follow it." And then more on a creative aspect, I guess, I knew I was a creative person, and, like, all my life, I've done so many various different creative things, and I felt like Dodge was just a place I could explore my creativity even more, but also grow what I currently enjoy doing, and that's basically why I chose Chapman and Dodge.
Thank you guys. 360 for all of you. You guys all mentioned either visiting and someone was super helpful or touring and someone was super helpful. So thank you guys for joining our team and obviously being tour guides here at Dodge. But I hope that you're paying it back for prospective students. And I know I appreciate you guys in our office. One last question before we open it to the Q&A is, what is one piece of advice that you would give prospective students that are still considering Dodge? So if they're on the fence between two schools, what's one thing that you think would help them make it feel a little bit comfortable?
It's tough. I mean, because we get that questions on tours as well, like what makes, this film school different from another film school? And some of it's going to be obviously the vibe you connect with, but what I can offer in terms of advice and in terms of information is kind of like what we've done here at Dodge. And again, I have to emphasize this idea that it really, I mean, you come in and you take this major, like for me, it's producing, which is actually Dodge is one of the only, if not the only school that offers this program at the undergrad level. So while you're doing this major and you're learning a lot hands-on experience of this specific program, you're also getting the opportunity to do like literally anything else you want to learn about on a set or about film in general. And so Dodge is really about opening those doors and letting you experience a lot of these different aspects of film. And it's about encouraging you to go out and do that stuff on your own, whether it's through internships, whether it's through sets that you're volunteering on. The environment that we've built here at Dodge is one, like Josh said earlier, of collaboration, of cooperation versus competitiveness. So because everyone gets to make a film, we're all helping each other to, I guess, strive to do our best of making these great short films, as opposed to trying to like outdo each other and try to make one better than the other. It's not really about that, and that's all about the students that we have here in the community that we've built here, which I think is absolutely unique to Dodge specifically.
Right. So I would say get in touch and ask us questions. If there's something you're not sure about, we will answer the question to the best of our ability at the admissions office. And if you call and maybe it's we'll find an answer for you. I promise you that. But again, like Arabella said, I think the freedom to choose is really important here at Dodge. So you have kind of the ability to choose what your education or what you want your education to be. For example, I'm designing my own minor right now because there wasn't a minor that existed for the specifics that I wanted. So I'm in the process of designing that right now. So truly, you can be whatever you want to be, and you can make your experience whatever you want to be. You can try a bunch of different things and then say, okay, maybe that wasn't like my thing, and then, oh, but this is really like what I want to do. I don't think I know a single person at Dodge who, by the end of their time, has not found like one thing that they love and one thing that they love to do. So that is really important to me. I also think that Dodge prepares you for the industry in a pretty unique way. Even some of our sound stages are modeled exactly like the sound stages on the Warner Brothers lot. So you spend every weekend in there doing your sets, other people's sets. You're going to be ready for the industry, and you're going to know your way around a set, and you're going to know your way around a pitch meeting or something else. So yeah, I would say it was the availability of information, the opportunities that you have here, as well as the preparedness or the level of preparedness that Dodge gives you. I would say definitely like consider that when you are choosing your school.
Yeah, so on top of all the opportunities and just like building your own career path and stuff like that, I just feel like something that I think made me choose between Chapman and other schools was the fact that I felt like Chapman wasn't a place as much as it was the people. And if you want to be in an environment where you feel like you're going to be with people that care about you, that care about your growth, that are willing to put in time and effort to help your growth, I think that's just so valuable because people are connections and making connections with people is something you'll be doing for the rest of your life. And honestly, I feel like Chapman's just a place where the people are just almost too good to be true. That's how I think of it. Just too good to be true.
Thank you guys so much. So I'm going to go off and read some of the questions that we've gotten in the chat. I'll call you out on as far as what I know from you guys, but if there's anything else or you guys want to add something, please feel free to jump in. So the first one we got are any of you guys planning to study abroad? Are there opportunities for specific majors? And I know you guys know this from giving the tours, but if you want to talk about the difference between studying abroad and our travel opportunities with our travel courses within Dodge. So I'll let Lucas start because I know you traveled abroad last summer, I believe. So go ahead and tell us about that.
Yes. So Chapman has an abundance of study abroad programs. Most of them are going to be lasting one full semester, and you'll be going to Australia, Japan, Italy, wherever you want. But those will mostly be focused on kind of your general education requirements. You can get some film classes here and there, but for the most part, they're going to be for that. But what Dodge does offer are travel courses specific to our programs. So Priscilla mentioned, I got the opportunity last summer to go to Greece for a travel course where we shot 4 short films on location on like a Greek island in a Greek town, and we got to visit Athens. And so that was a really cool way of getting to learn what it's like to do location filmmaking internationally. So we were facing struggles of communicating with the locals. None of us spoke Greek, so we had to kind of figure that out. And so that course is very much geared towards narrative filmmaking internationally, but there's also documentary courses that go abroad. There's a lot of different stuff like that. So Dodge definitely offers these courses that are going to be film specific, and they will count towards your study abroad credits. But you also have the opportunity to go abroad for a full semester and kind of get those. It just depends on what path you want to take and how you've built your 4-year plan.
Awesome. The next question we had was specific for Josh. So Josh, in the film production program, how hands-on is it, and are you hands-on from the beginning?
Yes, you are absolutely hands-on from the beginning. It's very, very hands-on. So in terms of how hands-on it is, it's up to your discretion, essentially. So I know students who, spend every single weekend on set, and that's their thing, and they get really, really good at that. For me, I find that very tiring. Set work is hard, but people love it, so that's why we do it. So you can do that. And then I know students who have also never been on set and choose not to go into that world, and their films are still excellent. So it really is up to your discretion, at least outside of classes. Inside your classes, the course is very hands-on from day one. You start your freshman year with your visual storytelling course, which is kind of like a playing field leveler for everyone. You get these like prompts, and then you make short films to suit those prompts, and that gives everyone a chance to try out a lot of different things. So you will write your shorts, you will direct some, you will shoot some, you'll edit some. And so that is a really great way for students to kind of get like a little sampler of a lot of different roles. But yeah, you will be on set and hands-on learning from day one, I promise.
Awesome, thank you. Martina, this question is for you. I'm sorry. Someone got into the public relations and advertising major, and they're wondering how easy it is to integrate with people on main campus. She's a very social person. She wants to get involved with clubs and events. And is Dodge its own entity, or are we a part of the larger campus?
Oh, okay, that's a really good question. Okay, so that honestly was something I was also worried about. I was worried about being like, okay, well, I'm not necessarily film prod in Dodge, so am I going to be outcasted there? And like, okay, but I'm also in Dodge, so am I going to be outcasted on main campus? But I've honestly found that you can find your place in both areas. Um, I mean, you're talking more main campus. So with that, I just recently applied and got accepted to UPB, which is basically the university's public board, and they basically like make all the activities. Think of like ASB in high school. They make all the activities and like they plan all the events that happen on main campus. So being a part of that, I feel like has definitely made me integrate with other people from other majors and just kind of like almost still put in my public and relations and advertising like aspects in like helping them with social media or like various things like that, but also just being able to speak with people that are not just film kids was super easy. It's just honestly, when you see the flyers around campus, if there's anything that you're interested in, even if it's not Dodge, I just say apply or put your application in and speak to a person. You're totally welcome to do everything that everybody else on main campus does.
We'll throw this question to Arabella and Josh just so we could get a mixture, but will all first-year Dodge students be living in one building? If so, do we know which building it will be next year?
Yeah, it's really helpful in terms of, um, you know, you have a lot of people who are very passionate about the same thing as you right next door. So it's a really great opportunity to kind of reach out to your community and your peers around you and ask questions. So if you are having trouble on a homework assignment, or just like have a question about Dodge in general, I guarantee there's going to be someone within like 5 or 6 doors of you that are going to be in the same class as you and doing the same thing, or just like going through the same thing you are. So it's really easy to meet people, like Arabella was saying, but it's also really great for your schoolwork as well. So I think it's a really great way that we do it. You get a really good mix of the community and academics benefit from it.
Luca, this question is for you. When you say go on set, what do you mean by that, and how does that work? And I called you out because Luca is on set for every single thing that Dodge is doing right now.
Yeah. So yeah, we're sorry. Go on set is the basic vernacular we use for participating in a film project. So some of the projects are shooting on the sound stages at Dodge. So in that case, when we say go on set, we're really meaning we're showing up when we're called. So a call time could be anywhere from 6 a.m. to sometimes we'll do night shoots at 2 a.m. So just showing up to the location of the film at the right time and then being there for the entire day, and in most cases for the entire weekend. So it's in the sound stages. We're going there, to Dodge. If it's on location in Los Angeles, we're driving up to LA. A few weeks ago, I got to do a travel shoot. So the actors, so I was acting in it, got housed at an Airbnb down. Actually, it was a hotel, not an Airbnb. But we were housed down at our location, and we shot for the entire weekend. We were staying there. So really, going on set is like being there for the weekend or 2 weekends in the case of thesis, and we're making a movie, and we're going on location, or we're going to sound stages. It's a lot of fun. It's pretending that we're in the real professional world.
And how do you find out about all the different sets? So if you're a freshman coming in, it's your first semester, how would I know how to go on set?
Yeah, in that case, I mean, the first thing you do, and I know the orientation leaders tend to kind of, for the film students specifically, they'll tell them join Chapman Film Connection, which is our Facebook group that's run by students. That's where everyone posts like what positions they need filled for their projects. So that's where I got a lot of my positions freshman year. And then as you get, to sophomore year and junior year, you kind of at that point know people and you kind of know what projects are happening based on word of mouth. But that's always a great opportunity, is to go on that Facebook group and see what's going on.
We have a few more minutes. Luca, this next question is about you. They're saying there's numerous programs that are very film oriented or decidedly business centric. Creative producing is one of the few majors that merges both of those interests. In the major, what's been your experience with more business oriented coursework? What percentage of your time is dedicated to managing classes? So basically the mixture of film and business classes.
So actually, a good thing to note about the producing program at the undergrad level is that it doesn't have business classes like you might think. I'm not going to main campus, and I'm not going into the business school to take classes there. You can do it as a double major, you can do it as a minor, which a lot of producers do. Really, what the business centric courses in creative producing are things like creative producing and development. They're things like business of producing television, and those are courses that are looking at the behind the scenes aspects of film through the producing lens. So it's learning about how to put together a TV package. It's learning how to sell it. It's learning how to market it. It's learning how to put together a crew and how to run it. All those aspects are covered in our producing courses. If you want to do more like traditional business classes, that's where the double major or the minor options kind of go in. But really, I mean, 100% of the creative producing courses are going to be about this mixture of things within the course itself. It's not like you're taking one creative course and one business course. It's like the classes kind of merge the two.
Here's one last one. How many films on average, Josh, do film production majors create over the 4 years? So if you want to talk a little bit about our IP, AP, and thesis, and then any other side projects that you guys work on.
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, in visual storytelling, that's kind of your freshman year course, and you will create, maybe like 5 to 7 short films in that year, and then during your sophomore year, you will create your IP, which I believe stands for independent production or intermediate production. And so that stands for intermediate production. And that is what we call a 3-2-1, which is 3 pages, 2 characters, 1 location. And then from there in your junior year, you will create your AP, your advanced production. We use a lot of acronyms here at Dodge. So you create your AP in your junior year, and that is normally about 8 to 10 minutes long. And then after that, your senior year, you will create your thesis, which is 15 to 20 minutes long. These are not the only opportunities to create films within Dodge, but those are the ones that are kind of required by the film production major. A lot of people, in their off semester where they're not creating something, will shoot something, for quick and easy, cheap, just to get out and make films because that's what we love to do. But yeah, those, like 3 IP, AP, and theses are the main ones.
Awesome, thank you. The next question I'll throw to Arabella and Martina. What's the process for first year selecting classes? So basically, how are you guys picking your classes? And then how do you guys pick your classes with so many options? So being in your major, there's different things you can take. What's your, go-to?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so just starting off as a freshman, they kind of already give you kind of like a template of all the courses you're going to have to take over your 4 years for your specific major. And with that, I feel like um, they kind of recommended which classes you should take what year and what semester so that you stay on track. And I mean, usually it's only like 2 to 3 to 4 courses within each semester of your specific major. So that leaves room for your GEs or any other things that you'd want to do for your 5th or 6th class. So with that, I felt like it was really easy to divide up my major classes from my general education classes. So I, like Arabella was saying, like I had a really good split between the two. So I always got like my creative Dodge stuff, but I also had was getting my GEs done last semester as well as during interterm. So it's almost just as long as you manage the template they give you, you'll be set to be able to take the classes you're supposed to take, but also take classes that you're interested in, or get your GEs done as well.
Awesome. Very quickly, just to clarify, I think they kind of touched on it, but you do have a main campus advisor. So that's our academic advising office who will help you track your GEs, making sure you're hitting your inquiries and fulfilling those requirements. But you're also given a Dodge College advisor. This person, yes, will help you with your planning and stuff, but that advisor also is really helpful to just check in and how you're doing in the major. Are you getting out of it what you're supposed to be? Is this the right major for you? So I think it's important to know that you do have two advisors that will be able to help you and kind of lead you through your 4 years here at Dodge. One last question, and this will just be a name as an answer for you guys since we're running out of time. Who is your favorite faculty member that you can name that it has been exceptional in your time here at Dodge? Go ahead, Luca.
I'm going to cheat and name two real quick. Travis Knox and James Dutcher are both phenomenal people and professors.
I would say Matthew Arkin. He has been such a great help to me. He taught my visual storytelling class, and then I took him again for IP because we connected so well.
James Gardner, I definitely recommend him. He's just kind of a crack up, but at the same time, such a sweetheart. I definitely enjoy his class.
Awesome. I'm just getting word that we definitely got a lot more questions. Obviously, we didn't have time to answer them all, but we have tracked them all. So our staff will be able to get back to you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. These students specifically work in our office. So if you want to email Dodge Admit, if you had any follow-up questions, I'm happy to help you connect with them. But I wanted to thank you so much for your time and reaching out. I hope this was helpful. I hope you're being safe in these crazy times, but we hope this was at least a little helpful for you guys. So I'll let them all say bye to you guys before we log off.
Take care, everyone. Have fun. Enjoy life.
Yeah, guys, stay safe out there. Take this opportunity to listen to some podcasts, relax, also do your schoolwork. I'm sure a lot of you are doing online classes just like we are. But yeah, stay safe and happy and healthy.
Yeah, to reiterate, stay safe, stay happy, don't stress, because it's all about the journey and you'll get to where you need to be.
Awesome. Thank you again so much for joining us. We look forward to connecting with you more. And again, congratulations for being admitted to Dodge College. Thank you so much.